Hello guys, I don't know if it kind of paused out for just a second, but this is my first time going live over here on the YouTube channel. So if you're not subscribed to my channel, I would love for you to subscribe. You can find me at Instagram, the same name, Kimberly Tudor Beauty, as well as TikTok and Facebook. So I am a makeup artist and a hairstylist. I've been in the beauty industry now for 28 years. So I just come on and I love sharing tips when it comes to hair and makeup. So we're going to talk about makeup for mature skin. I'm going to actually do like a little makeup look with you all today. But when you hop on, be sure to say hello. Let me know if you find this valuable content. And then be sure to subscribe. I would love for you to subscribe to my channel. So I have already prepped my skin. That's one of the most important things when it comes to doing makeup is prepping your skin, especially for mature skin. So I've already done the skin prep. I'm actually gonna go in today with a Serum Plus foundation. I love this foundation for mature skin. It has skincare in it. So you just wanna shake it up. And I like to either use like a palette, you can use a palette, or the back of your hand works great. That way you're not putting, because the biggest thing with your makeup is making sure that you don't put too much coverage. So, but it is beautiful here. I'm from Tennessee and it's gorgeous here in Tennessee today. The weather's pretty. We're getting ready to watch Vols play football, but I'm gonna go in. I have got my primer on my board, and then we're gonna prime our face first. This is an illuminating primer that it has skincare in it as well. And then we're gonna share it. We're gonna go ahead and I'm gonna go in first with my primer. I like to have, especially for mature skin, to have that lit from within. So I'm going in with this primer. It has luminosity, so it's going to give your skin that glow. And what I love about this foundation in particular is it's a medium coverage. It's a buildable coverage. It's great for if you have mature skin. It has skincare ingredients in it, so it's super hydrating. And I love recommending this to my clients that have mature skin. Going in with that primer to start with. And then I'm gonna go in with, now I'm gonna go in with my foundation shade. And I like to tap the brush. Okay, if you want more coverage, so here in my T-zone where I have like a little bit more hyperpigmentation, I want a little bit more coverage. So I'm gonna kind of do like a patting motion. But then when I get down here to my chin, then I'm gonna kind of do like a sweeping motion where I don't want as much coverage. So we're kind of patting in here to get a little bit more coverage where we need it, and then doing the swapping motion in the areas that we really don't need as much coverage, making sure that we don't have too much products in the, in as far as in the, too much coverage, using too much product is what I'm trying to say. So I see a like. I don't see any comments. Like I said, this is my first YouTube live. So please say hi. I am so happy to just come on here and share some tips with you. If you have questions, you can ask them, like I said, and I will try to answer them. But we're just showing you a look. Never been live. I do go live all the time over on Facebook, on my business page. But this is our first time. I want to come up here and do a live with you here on the YouTube channel. And I loved it. This is a brush by BK Beauty. It's a makeup artist, Nikki Rose. I love her brushes. I love BK Beauty brushes. I have some with my makeup company as well that I like. Our Kabuki brush that I use that's with my makeup company is really, really well. It's made well, and I love it as well. So we're just blending this down the neck. You want to make sure that you blend it down the neck. And then I may can pick up, I don't know how you see comments. Like I said, this is the first time, if you are commenting, I'm not seeing comments. Anyway, as far as that goes, I don't even know how you do that to see comments maybe. Let me look. This one's, okay, I don't know what that is. Okay. I don't know if some people watch this one from another channel. Let's see, from another device, maybe. And then we'll finish this complexion. Not sure. This will be a trial and error for my first time doing a live, is seeing how this works. So we're just gonna keep going. We'll see how this goes after it uploads. because I'm used to on Facebook of people like commenting, and I'm not seeing comments, so I don't know if it works different here on the YouTube channel. Okay, so I've blended all of that out. We're gonna actually do, today I'm gonna do like kind of everyday look, like a warm tone with a peachy tone lip. I love this. This is like really good for neutral undertones. It's really good for cool undertones. Even warm undertones can wear this. It's really gorgeous shade that we're doing. I'm gonna use this little mini palette today. It's so gorgeous. It's got warm tones in it. So it just brings out those eyes, especially if you have like brown eyes. This looks good on green eyes, really blue eyes, really any color can wear this. It's very, very pretty. So, oh, hi, now I'm seeing comments. Hi, beautiful. This is my first live on YouTube. My first one, okay? I go live all the time over on my beauty channel on Facebook, but I wanted to come on here and connect with you all here over on the YouTube because I watch so many creators that I just absolutely love. And I wanted to come on here and share my tips. Like I said, I have been in the beauty industry now for 28 years. So I've half of my life, a little bit about me, since this is my first live. I'm a mom of 3. I'm a makeup artist and I'm a hairstylist. I own my own hair salon in Tennessee, and I have 3 kids and a grandkid. And I love helping women feel more confident. Hello, feel more confident when it comes to their skincare and makeup. So if you have questions, if I don't answer them when I'm on here, I'll try to answer them as I'm seeing, as I'm getting ready. And let me know if you find things helpful or things that you struggle with, because I'm actually doing a training with my makeup team next week. And I love helping women to learn, to educate people as far as that goes. So I love that. So anyway, we're going to keep getting ready. And so I've done my complexion. It just gives you that glowy base. I love the foundation that I use, and I try different ones too. So there may be some I come on here. If you all have some that you would like to see, you can drop them in the comments and then I will try them. As far as my makeup pro kit, I have tons of things in there as well that I like over the years. I really like using these products that they are EU standards. So they go by EU standards, which means they are clean products. They're plant-based. So I really love what I'm showing you today. Is European standard makeup. So it's very clean and it's good for your skin. So if you're mature skin, aging skin, it's really good for that. So when I finish this, and there's a couple things I've done, like I love the dibs. I've used the dibs before. I'm sure y'all seen that. But we're gonna do kind of like a bronzy, glowy look today. So I'm gonna go in here with this color stick. This is a color stick. And we're going to bronze it up because I like to do like my bronzer before I do my concealer. And these blend out super easy. These are a cream. Anytime you use a cream, they just blend out. You just want to kind of like stipple them when you're going in. And I'm going up a little bit higher. I like to do like a lifted motion, so it gives you like a little bit more lift. And then I'm going in, and this is what we're doing to like contour and bronze. So we're adding like a little bit of color back in. Just gonna lift that cheekbone up. Tell me where you're watching from. I would love to know where you're from. I'm from Tennessee. I have lived here. You can probably pick up my Southern accent. I have lived here all my life. I'm 46 and I love it in Tennessee. Tennessee, if you've never been to Tennessee, Tennessee is like really pretty, especially in the fall. Like now that it's getting fall and wintertime, it's so pretty. The leaves changing, and I love Tennessee. So tell me if you've ever been to Tennessee, because it's really, really good. Okay, so now I'm gonna take a smaller brush and I'm gonna go back in, and we're just gonna bronze up the nose a little bit. And I like to take a little bit of a smaller brush. And then this is really important too. I always bring it up to my brow. And then you can actually even contour into your crease line to kind of, especially for hooded eyes, if you have hooded eyes, I always like to go in here and add a little color, because it's automatically going to like lift those eyes up. Hello. Hi, how are you? It's going to lift those eyes up. So we're just contouring the nose now, adding a little bit of color back in. It is very gorgeous. I'm actually watching the grandbaby tonight. I have one grandbaby. So we're watching the grandbaby. I have a little Yorkie that's coming here to tell me if you're a dog mom. I'm a dog mom as well. I have two dogs. I have a big golden retriever that's like a big baby. And then I have I'll take this smaller brush. I have a golden retriever and a little Yorkie. And the little Yorkie, like, thinks she runs the place, y'all. I like to contour a little bit under my lip. This just makes your lips appear a little bit fuller. Not everybody likes to do this, but I like to do this, especially if you have thinner lips. And I'm taking a little bit and I go a little bit above that Cupid's bow. But tell me what y'all struggle with when it comes to makeup, or what tips you would like to see, so I know what I can provide for you on this channel, because we're going to keep it all to hair and beauty and makeup. So I'm just blending that out now. It's going to give me like a little bit of a fuller look. And then I do it under my chin as well, so let's do that. Kind of creating shadows. So, and it's how you do your contour depends like on your face shape as well. So I'm going here, adding a little bit of color. So this kind of like, I like to do a little bit under my neck as well. Using cream products are so good because they're just super hydrating and they're great for mature skin. So, okay. Contour is done. Now I'm going to go in with a cream blush, and then I'm going to set it with a powder blush. I love doing that. I love setting. Anytime I use a cream product, and I like to just tap it off in the back of my hand to make sure that it's mostly worked into the brush. It just makes blending so much more simpler when you do that. And then if you want your face to appear more round, then you want to take it more of the apples of your cheeks. So like if your face is really slim and you want to add fullness, then you would add a little bit more in the apples of your cheeks. Most of us like a little bit more lifted look, so I like to come up and then do like a little bit of an angle going up to give me like a little bit more of a lifted look. And then I just kind of do like almost like a C motion around. Isn't that pretty? And then I'm actually going to go in and set that with a little bit of a powder. This is the Makeup by Mario. I love his makeup line, is really nice. I have some of his in my pro kit. He's a really fabulous makeup artist. And then I'm just setting that powder, and I like to kind of do a little bit of my nose, because basically when you're doing makeup, you want to bring symmetry. You want it to bring, because however your features are, you're wanting to try to enhance them. You're wanting to try to bring symmetry to the face. So that's what we're doing. Makeup is really like an artistry where you're just creating an illusion. And that's what I love about makeup so much, is creating things. You can fix things, bring out things. It's just an artistry about it. And that's what I love about makeup. And there's really no wrong or right way of doing makeup. It's just finding what you like and what makes you feel more confident. That's what I love. I can share tips with you that will can help you, but basically it's like trying things and seeing what you like. Okay, so I like to go in and brighten. This one has like a peach undertone, so it's going to help like color correct and brighten at the same time. The really key thing about, and I use it for my eyeshadow base, you necessarily do not have to use an eye primer. Your concealer will work fine for that. This one in particular has caffeine in it. I really love it for mature skin because it just, it plumps, which most of the time we need for under our makeup. And this one it just sets and it just looks gorgeous. It's a full coverage concealer, but it plumps. It has sodium hyaluronic in it, so it's really important when you're looking for concealers. And then I just bring it up to use this as my eyeshadow primer to even out any like unevenness in my eyes, so it just evens out the eyelid. And then do like a lifting technique here. I always drag this up to lift under my eyes. And looking up can make that skin under the eye, especially if you have mature skin, more taut. So look up and make sure that you blend that up. And the key to really concealer with mature skin is not using too much. Okay, if you use too much, that's where you're going to find creasing. And you really want to make sure And I'm doing kind of like a patting. I'm not swiping because I don't want to like pull up that foundation that's underneath. So I'm basically doing like a patting motion instead of like swiping it back and forth because that can pull up the foundation underneath. And then I'm going down the center of the nose. It's just going to make that contour even stand out even more. I go down the center of the nose, and then let's do this side. But this brightens up the eyes. I love neutral undertones, like neutral, not neutral undertones, but neutral. Probably my favorite eye looks. I love sultry. I love glam nights, but like everyday warm tone just looks are like my favorite to do. And I'm looking up to make sure that smooths out. So good. Isn't that, it just brightens up the center of the face. That's what we want to do when we're doing makeup. So I'm just taking that same brush and just blending out those edges. This is like this is the brush I'm using. I will link, I think I can link everything after in my live, like the tools that I use. We'll see. Like I said, this is my first live on the channel. But this one is the N17. I really like this as far as a multi-purpose brush because it has this side you can use for your foundation, this side you use for your powders. Like this is a liquid, so like for liquid blushes, liquid foundations, this would be for your powder. So the bristles are a little bit different. I love this brush. It's a really good brush for multitasking, when you're doing liquids and working with liquids and powders. So I really like this brush a lot. So we're just making sure before we set that it's blended out and there's no creasing. And blending out those edges so it just like all marinates and like melts together. Okay, and then I'm gonna set it. And I'm setting it today. I use different things, but today we're gonna actually use Huda Beauty. So I'm going to use one that's got like a pink undertone. I'm just taking that powder and I'm tapping it off in my hand, and then we're going to pat. I like to use like a smaller brush to set this part because it just lets me be more precise with setting my powder. And I like to really set just under these eyes, mostly in my T-zone, because that's usually where you get oily, where you find that your makeup starts creasing is in this area. So I like to use a translucent powder in this area to like really mattify down a little bit where we get oily, and it sets that. And then around your mouth as well, because a lot of times we find that our makeup will crease here around our mouth. So I just kind of set around my mouth. Super simple. And I want to show you a brow product that is with my makeup company that is brand new. It's just launched. So good. I'm just gonna take a brow spoolie. If you want simplified eyebrows, this is a brow product that's brand new. It has peptides in it, which is really important for brows to helping them look fuller. It has like a little applicator on it that looks like a little mascara in it. So it has the tint. I'm using the dark shade. There's two shades actually. There's a medium. I may go in with the medium first and show y'all, and then kind of ombre it out a little bit with, but you just want to take it and you just want to like flake it through the brows. It makes doing your brows like super, super easy. We want to mix the two today to kind of do like but this has peptides in it and vitamin E. So it gives you that gorgeous brow that's effortless looking. It holds in place all day. It does not flake. And it just makes your brows look fuller. It's what I love about it. I'm going to take this one, and then I'm actually going to go in with the darker one. Got a little bit on my brow, which I'll wipe off. I love how this colors them and tints them at the same time. So I'm going to go in with this darker one now. I just kind of wipe off the excess of it a little bit on that one, and then I'm just taking it and raking it through. And you can even take these and kind of do them the opposite way to get it through, but like it just coats them, holds them in place. I love this product so much. It's so good. And really, you don't even have to put it in in the tube, like one pass will work. I'm just wiping off the excess. And then it has like the little side that has the bristles in it that make it really easy for application and applying it. But it doesn't get sticky. It doesn't feel stiff, because I have used some brow gels that feel really waxy in the brows. This does not feel that way. It's really, really good. And then once that dries down a little bit, I like to take this spoolie brush and like brush through them to just kind of place them where I need them. Like so. Felt like had a hair on me.
I'm not quite sure how to help you with that.
Alexa was talking. I don't know why.
Hey there.
Hey,
Kimberly.
Alexa. No.
Well, look at us being all conversational and stuff. What's on your mind today?
Okay, Alexa's going crazy.
I couldn't find that name in your contacts.
Alexa, stop talking.
Your...
That's the first time that's ever happened. That's funny, Alexa. Okay, she must be like listening to me today. She's like, what are y'all doing? All right. So there is the eyebrows, super easy. So if you want like a super easy, I love that brow gel. It's a new product on my makeup company, with my makeup company. So like I said, if you're new and you're watching here, you can find all my info over on the IG and the FB. If you want info on what I'm showing you, and I have stuff linked in my LTK as well, but I'm just showing you some tips that's going to help you, especially for mature ladies. Okay, so the brows are done, and I'm actually going to go in and set just a little bit more on my eyelids, because this just helps with creasing as well. And then I'm actually going to go in and add a little bit. Layering your blush will make it stay so much more longer, especially like layering it with a powder and then going in or layering it with a cream and then going over it with a powder is just going to make it last so much longer. So I'm going in now and we're just layering a little bit more of that with a powder. And then we'll blend all that out too here in a minute. I noticed I had like a little place. I have eczema, so I have to like do products that are really clean-based, plant-based, that just works better for my skin. And then we're gonna use, I think that looks so pretty. I love how this makeup feels on the skin too. Okay, there's the complexion, how the complexion is looking. So it's not really, what I love is it has like it's not real dewy, but it has like a glow because we've used that illuminating primer underneath it. But then we've set the areas that we need to set. So it just gives your skin like a really luminous, dewy, but not too dewy. Because that's the thing with mature skin. You don't want it overly glowy because that's going to accentuate the fine lines and wrinkles. You don't want it super matte because then that's going to accentuate. So you want that good medium in between. And this coverage, this foundation gives you that. And it has skincare in it as well. So now we're going to do the eyes. So that's why you really want to make sure, if you don't do brows, girls, the brows is just what frames the face. So I'm going to take this, and actually what I was going to actually do before that, I'm going to do a little bit of highlight. I forgot doing some highlight. Today I'm going to use, I have different ones I've used on this too, but today I just grabbed this. This one is a Rare Beauty. It's called Memorize. So I'm just going to highlight the top of my cheekbone, a little bit here, and then a little bit of the bottom of the nose, and then a little bit in my Cupid's bow. And here's a tip for mature skin. A lot of times you can go across the whole brow, but sometimes if you have mature skin, that can actually make your eyes look more droopy. So you kind of want to be like more precise with how you're placing it. And I like to just take a little bit of highlight and place it like right in the arch, like right where I want to pull that up. This is really good for hooded eyes, okay? So I want to like place it where I want the most lift up. And then I like to do a little bit above my lip, like right at my Cupid's bow, to just bring that forward. It's just kind of a way that you can lift. Think about highlight as bringing things forward. When you're doing contour, you're setting things back, or you're making the illusion that that's why we do contour, to like bring things in and lift. We're doing highlight to bring things forward. So I'm gonna do, this is a warm tone palette, and I'm just gonna take this lightest shade first and just even out that whole lid, kind of giving it even all the way through. I ate a steak biscuit for breakfast today. I'm actually making a taco ring. We're having like we're gonna be watching football today at the house, and I'm gonna make a taco ring and a cheese dip. There's this cheese dip that I make that's so good. So I'm gonna take this warm tone palette now, and then we're just gonna build up that crease. So you wanna make sure, the key here is holding your eyes open, especially for hooded eyes, because you wanna create like an illusion that you have a crease there that you don't have, because a lot of times with hooded eyes, it just disappears. So, and then I'm kind of doing like a sweeping motion back and forth. But we're just, see how that automatically is like lifted my eyes instead of making them look more droopy? It's giving me more of a lifted look. So you want to make sure that you hold your eyes open and build that transition color. Makeup is really just all about building. And, you know, that's why I like to use like a lighter, especially if you're doing like a date night look. You want to build on the makeup. That's what makes it a really gorgeous look, is building it. So I'm just going in and building that crease up. Like so. And it just automatically lifts those brows up. And then I'm going to go in. This is like a shimmery color. So I like to use a different brush. We're going to use this flatter brush. And then you can set it. You can actually spray a little bit of setting spray on it. It's just going to help it to not have as much fallout, because a lot of times metallic colors have like a lot of fallout. So I'm taking that metallic color now, and then we're just going right along the lid with that shimmery color today. Isn't that gorgeous? I love this warm tone palette. It's so pretty. That is pretty. Just those two colors. To the other side. And then I just spray it. And now I'm doing the other side the same way. Kind of doing like a patting motion instead of like a sweeping when you're doing this part, because you want a little bit more. The reflection, this is what I love about metallic colors and choosing the colors for your eyelids, is because they're going to give more reflection. So especially for hooded, like doing a little bit of a shimmery, lighter color right in the center of where the pupil is just going to help open those eyes up if you have hooded eyes. So I always like to add a little bit of lightness right there to really open those eyes up, because a lot of times hooded eyes, they just seem more closed, and that's just going to make it appear like they're more open, which is what we want. So I'm going to take this darker color, or the color that I use for my transition, and we're just going to use that one underneath. To kind of like smoke that out. Okay. It's a really pretty fall eye here we're doing. Okay, and then I'm going to use, this one is a really tight, it's called Master Precise Skinny by Maybelline. It's really good for doing tight line. If you have hooded eyes, you always want to do like a tight line. And what I do is I just usually look over or hold my mirror and kind of, we're just going right underneath that lash line, because it's going to make the lashes appear like they're more fuller. And I'm just look away. And I'm using the shade Brown. And I like to just go underneath that lid to kind of give it some lift, so it appears like it's more lifted. Like so. just automatically, and if you have really hooded eyes, this may even be just enough, but we're gonna do like a little bit of a wing, and I'm gonna show you how I'm gonna set, this is like a cream. You just wanna make sure you sharpen it really good before, and I like to, here's a little tip, I hold my mirror out, and I look straight at the mirror, like holding my eyes open to get that angle, because we want it to look more lifted here. Instead of taking it and holding your eyes closed and following the eye down, it's going to give you more of a downward turn to your eyes, which is what we don't want. We want it to look more lifted, more cat-like, more, we want lift, ladies, your eyes, we get older. So this is just going to create that. So holding your eyes open, looking straight at it, and I'm just doing tiny little strokes to bring them together, not big, huge, long strokes, like tiny little strokes. And then I'm holding it kind of straight at my eyes as I'm coming in to about halfway to my eye. And then I kind of lay it on its side, because that's going to be like a little bit more. Actually, I'm going to, this one probably needs to be sharp. No, I think it's okay. First say I might need this one sharpened. I'm actually going in and doing it almost closer to the tight line. I like it to be a little bit thicker on the outside, but we're just doing tiny little strokes. Once you get your outline, once you get like this tiny little, and I'm just kind of going like this, then you can close your eyes, and I'm going right along the lash line. I don't want a heavy line here. I'm just going like right along the lashes, keeping it like super close in. And then I'm going to use, we're going to go in and use like a little angle brush. Like this works really well. It's very tight, and we're going to use that darker brown that was in that same palette. And then I'm going to turn this, it gives you like a good angle, and then I'm just like stippling that in to set. And this will kind of fill in any gaps, especially if you have like hooded eyes. And I'm just doing like a stippling, stamping kind of motion. Like so. Look at the difference that that does. It's so good. Isn't that pretty? And here's, I'll give you all a little tip. This is a tip as a makeup pro artist. My pro tip is, once you get this done, because to make it go from like looking, to make it look more professional, is taking you a concealer brush. Always keep, and you always usually have a little bit left over. And then I just take it and do like an upper motion. You can take micellar water if you've not done it. You'll just have a gap. You'll just have a space. You don't have to clean it up. But I like to just use a little bit of concealer and clean that up so those edges are really crisp. It just makes it look more clean at the edges, and really diffusing these edges out. I'm going to take that same color and kind of go now back over that. And really blending is the key when you're doing makeup, is just diffusing it out and blending it. So I'm almost like bringing it out further than what you think it would go, just to blend that out. Isn't that pretty? Okay, I love that. Okay, and then let's do the other side now. Same thing, I just hold my eye open. Then once I get it kind of how I want it, I just hold my eye open and look. Then we'll take the shadow and kind of blend. So my husband's home. I hear him coming in. So if y'all hear him, you may hear him coming in. This is just like real life here, y'all. A real life day of getting ready. Okay, so now I'm going to show you how to like make that. So we're taking like a small condensed brush, and I'm using that darker shade. Usually you want to use like one that's similar, a little bit lighter or similar to set it with. And then I'm just like stamping. And this has an angle on it. I like this brush because it has a little bit of an angle. So it makes it doing it really easy, like angling that up. And I'm just kind of doing like a stamping, patting motion to set that. And then I flip it around where that pointy side, because it's a little bit more finer. is on the inside because we don't want it to be. I always like my eyeliner to be a little bit more fuller towards the edge. Like so. Is that pretty? So it just gives your eyes a really, let me know if you try it, and then always like clean it up, clean your edges up. Always just take my edges and clean them up. We're actually going to bring this side out just a smidge bit more. That's what I love about these cream. You have a few minutes that you can work with them. That's why I usually work with like one side at a time. That you can like have to set it. And then we're going to go in. This one is by BK Beauty too. It's kind of like a sculpted, always curl your lashes. So we're going to curl the lashes. And I kind of just do it at the base. I'm actually going to take that brown, I think, too, and line my inside of my brow, too, or my waterline. We're going to actually do a little bit of brown in the waterline as well today. Now, if you have, you cannot go all the way across if your eyes is real small. I have bigger eyes, so I can do that because it's going to make them appear a little bit more closed. So if you do have that, then keep it lighter. Just go about halfway. I do that a lot sometimes if I don't want it to be, just depending on the look that you're going for. Okay. And then we're going to try to make sure. Okay. All right, let's curl that again. Trying to remember if I went across. Yeah, we did. Okay. Felt like I have a hair in my eye, of course. Okay, let's see if we can get it out. All right, now we're going to do mascara. My eye is watering from. That's the thing about having a golden retriever, is I feel like her hair goes everywhere no matter what we do. Her little bitty loose hairs, I find them everywhere. So this is a tubing mascara that I'm using that has a serum in it, so it like helps your lashes to grow. And the key with doing mascara is just kind of wiggling at the base and then pulling it through the ends. And then I'm going to flip it around and do that smaller side now that has the mascara. Tubing, if you've never tried tubing mascara, there is several on the market, but it encapsulates your lashes and it makes it super easy as far as taking them off. So you're not having to like lose lashes when you're taking off. You basically just pat it and with warm water. You don't have to like use aggressive eye makeup removers. You just use warm water and kind of pat it and they just roll off the lashes. So it's really, really good for that if you've never tried. Okay, and then we're going to do the bottom lashes. I don't think I curled this side, so let's curl this side too. And then we're going to do a really peachy undertone nude lip that I absolutely love. That's like an everyday day look that you can do. I hear Cosmo barking. I have got to clean my brushes today too. They are so bad. Actually clean them. You should clean your brushes once a month. Let's spray this. This one is by Sephora. I really like their brush cleaner. Their stuff is really good. So at Sephora, their brush cleaners are really, really good. That's what I'm using to clean them with. We will clean this bad boy today because it needs it bad. And if you get mascara, if you've not learned this by now, like you may have seen other people sharing this, let it dry. Don't go in and try to immediately like try to take it off because it's just going to mess your eye look up. Then it's going to smear and then you're going to have things that you're going to fix. Just let it dry down. Just move on and then come back and then you can easily flake it off with either like a spoolie brush or a dense, really dense brush and just literally just like flake it off without messing up your eye look. And I'm gonna layer my mascara today. I love doing that, like layering different mascaras. So I'm actually gonna use a couple different ones today. So let's go in now with this one. So I'm going in now with this tiny, this one is like a twisted mascara. So it's like a little baby one, which is really good for people with hooded eyes. And I'm gonna wiggle it here at the base. Just to give that, and then going down a little bit on the backs to give it some more fullness. Just gives you like a good lash. And then I'm gonna go in with the 4D mascara that I have. And I'm just wiggling it at the base. We're creating a falsies look. Of course, I sometimes will do glue on, especially if I'm doing somebody else's makeup for like a wedding and stuff. We do this, but like if I'm just wanting to do it at home, give me like a little bit fuller look, try like layering your eyeshadows and like layering in them. And this one has like a little bit small one, so I really like it. Just makes your eyes look really, really open. So we're creating like a falsies look, and then this is the lesson. Do I do this every time? No, I'm just showing you all a way of doing it for really good lashes without doing a falsie. This has fibers in it. So now I'm gonna go over it with a fiber. And then I just like to what I do is I like to look down a little bit in my mirror and I just hold my eye open. And then I am dragging that through that and kind of rolling it as I'm doing it and closing down on it. And even taking the tips and fanning that out a little bit, because I like to do like a little bit of a butterfly effect. It just makes your eyes look more lifted. This butterfly effect at the end. But look at how good. I see a little bit. I need to clean up right here. Just a little bit of fallout. That's why we clean that up. Okay, let's do this side now. Just hold my eye open. So this really gives you that falsy look using mascara. Like we didn't put no falsies on, just using that mascara and layering them. So then I'm gonna take that spoolie brush. Let's see. And then we are gonna actually flake that off as well. That's right here. Okay, let me see. What did I do with that? I'm actually gonna take, this is like a dense brush. I'm gonna take that to kind of flake. Because once you get it, and you can just use like a really dense brush. I'm trying to find my spoolie brush. Okay. There we go. All right, let's do the lips. I'll come back and get those off as well. So now I'm gonna do, this is like a nude lip. Okay, here's a little tip. When you're doing your lips, take a little bit of powder and set them first. Set it with powder. And then we're gonna do our lip liner. And I like to smile, kind of like I'm smiling without your teeth. And I go slightly, because a lot of times with mature lips, I'm gonna give y'all some tips. Like I try to build this, a lot of times we lose space here that makes this look more droopy. Kind of building up that corner can give you more of a lifted look. So we just kind of smile. And I'm kind of laying my brush or my pencil on its side a little bit so it kind of shades it. And I'm slightly, when I get to the center towards the cupid's bow, I'm slightly overlining. And the same thing, I always slightly overline the middle. So you want this middle part to be open. You don't want to overline your whole lips, because then you're just going to get to where you have like clown lips. We don't want that. So we're going to, unless you're going for that. So we slightly overlined this part, and then now I'm bringing it back up into that line, because you don't want to overline the bottom. You can get away with overlining this corner to lift it, but not the bottom, because you want it to stay lifted. So it gives you that lifted look instead of it going down. So if you follow the line out, I always bring this back up. You can even take concealer and pull that up. Like that, and that just proportions the lips to look so much softer than they were to start with. So I'll look and see. Taking this brush now and kind of soften the edges. And then I'm going to take, this is a cream lipstick, and it has like a really peachy undertone, which looks great on cool and neutrals. So we're going to line our lip with that. And one thing I did not do on this live, usually as I always start, is I start with a lip balm. And I just realized that now that I'm doing my lips, that we didn't do that this morning. But you always want to start your lips with like a lip balm that's going to like hydrate them before you do your lips. So then I'm going to take this gloss. This gloss has a peach undertone too. And gloss always, if you have small lips, it's going to make them appear bigger by doing a gloss. And especially too, if you do have dry lips, anytime the lips look more hydrated, it's going to make them look more plump. Okay, so then we went in there with that nude. It's like a peachy nude. That's just gorgeous. And then I'm going to set it with a powder. This one has like sodium hyaluronic in it, kind of like all over. I'm just going to lightly like dust it to kind of set it kind of in the areas where I want a little bit more coverage. There we go. Setting that. And then I always set my makeup. And today we're actually going to use, let's see, what do we want to use? If you want an all-day stay, there is one that I use in my makeup pro kit that like will make your makeup stay all day. It's no budging. But Makeup by Mario has one. I have one with my makeup company as well. That I like, but for today we're going to use the Makeup by Mario to set it. So just hold it back, let it set your makeup for the day, hydrates it and all the things. So that one that I used was Makeup by Mario's Superior Skin Soft Setting Spray. So really good for mature skin, or if you want like a little bit more hydration. It just depends on the look on the setting sprays of how you want it to hold up during the day. But there's the finished look, guys, for today for a neutral, cool tone or warm tone look. So I use warm tones for the eyes, a cool neutral peach undertone for the lips, and it's a gorgeous neutral look for an everyday office look. So thank you all for watching this tutorial and hanging out for me a little bit here at Kimberly Tudor Beauty. Please like this video if you found it valuable, and subscribe to my channel. It would mean so much to me. And I hope y'all have an amazing, blessed day. Thank you all.